Good morning, everyone. We are here today with some good news about how we're working in a bipartisan manner to get more Kentuckians access to clean drinking water. Clean drinking water is a basic human right, but for far too long, too many Kentuckians across all 120 of our counties have lacked access to clean, reliable drinking water. As your governor, I've been committed to addressing this concern and those concerns that worry our families every night, that if you can't answer in the affirmative, you don't get to anything else. Questions like, do I have a good job that can provide security and opportunity for my family? Can I afford to take my parents or my kids to a doctor when they're sick? Are my kids getting a world-class education? And do I feel safe in my home and in my community? A key part of keeping our communities safe is ensuring that our water is clean and drinkable. As governor, but also as a dad, I want to make sure that every one of our families can do what I've taken for granted my entire life. Turn on the faucet and know that that water coming out is reliable and healthy. That's why we worked in a bipartisan manner with lawmakers to launch the Cleaner Water Program. I want to thank lawmakers for their support. And so far, these lawmakers and the rest of leadership have now awarded 2 rounds of funding for this program with $250 million in water and wastewater grants for each round. Today, I am proud to report that every single Kentucky county has now received funding, and all $500 million has been allocated, I think, in record time for this type of program. In many ways, we are currently in our Eisenhower moment here in Kentucky, investing in infrastructure more than ever before. These water and sewer grants, the largest investment by the public sector, by the Commonwealth in broadband that we've ever seen, more dollars going into roads and bridges. And we're doing it together because roads, bridges, water, and internet aren't red or blue. They're not Democrat or Republican. They are just really good for our families. In many ways, this is how we talk about that we govern, not trying to pull a state to the right or to the left, but moving it forward for each and every Kentucky family. This was on full display in the first round of the Cleaner Water Program. The very first award made it possible for Kentuckians like Ruth Baglin and June Vandiver, who had lived in Morton's Gap, that's in Hopkins County, for more than 60 years. They had never had running water in their home. I got to meet those 2 amazing women when that project had been completed, and I got to see them turn on their tap and see what it meant emotionally, maybe even spiritually to them. They had advocated for change for all those years. They had fought and never given up. This was their win as much as anyone else's. In October last year, I announced the commitment of more than $217 million, the first $217 million of the second round of the Cleaner Water Program. That covered 102 counties. That was a great day, but our mission was not complete. We had promised all 120 counties would get funding. So today, we're announcing the commitment of more than $32 million in funding. Today's announcement represents 75 projects that will improve water and sewer infrastructure in the remaining 18 counties, and Madison County was selected for a second time for one additional project. What you see on the screen were the remaining counties and their awards, showing you through this program. No county was left out, and many families are being helped. We're bringing water and sewer services to an estimated 4,255 unserved homes through this entire program. Think about that. That's over 4,200 families that have never had access to clean drinking water. We're in the year, 2023. We are changing to make that unacceptable reality, a reality where everyone has that access, and we're improving services for 88,115 underserved homes. Again, I want to thank the General Assembly for what I believe has been one of the best programs that we have seen passed, certainly in the last decade, and what a great use for ARPA funds in a way that benefited every single county and left no one out. Together, we're not just talking about building a better Kentucky, we're doing it. And it's going to have an impact for generations to come. So let's start today by talking about a couple of counties that are included in these awards. Let's start with Woodford County. We can start with the city of Versailles. Versailles will use $1 million to replace water lines along Frankfort Street. This is going to improve service for over 100 Kentuckians. Today, we're joined by Mayor Troggett. Mayor, would you join us, accept this check, and say a few words? Here's $1 million. All right, please.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, members of the General Assembly. The impact of this money, Versailles Municipal Utilities prides itself on not putting off deferred maintenance, but this project will help really increase pressure to a part of town that the water mains replaced in the early 1960s. It's the home of a senior citizen and disabled living facility, and we've had 2 structure fires there. So a secondary effect is the fire safety component of this. So it's a pretty big deal to our residents of Versailles, and we're extremely grateful for it. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right. We also have Chairman John Davis of the Northeast Woodford County Water District with us today. That water district is going to use $100,000 to help repaint a water tank to make sure it is usable for the community. Here you go. Come on in, Judge. Would you like to say a few words about the project?
I'd just like to thank the state for providing the grant so that we can paint our water tank. Maintaining the facilities and the resources that we have is extremely important, and this will do that. And I thank them greatly for that.
Thank you.
And that's on behalf of 1,021 customers in our water district.
All right. Thank you. In total, communities in Woodford County will receive over $1.6 million from this program. Today, we're joined by Woodford County Judge Executive and my friend James Kay. But before he comes up to say a few words, I want to congratulate him on a new jobs announcement for Woodford County that happened this morning. Just this morning, we announced Lakeshore Learning Materials, a developer of educational materials and classroom furniture and supplies, will be creating 40 new full-time jobs with a $27.3 million investment just down the road in Midway. This is a company that's already created 338 jobs for Kentuckians, and they're creating 40 new ones, which means they have seen what we can do. And they are further investing, knowing we've got the best workforce in America. We want to thank Lakeshore Learning's leaders for their investment in the Commonwealth and welcome them to this community. Judge, you want to talk about Woodford County's good day?
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Governor. And it just goes to show that working together works. I want to thank the members of the General Assembly, Democratic House leadership, working with our cities and the county together. That's how we get those clean water monies to our constituents. And it takes Republicans and Democrats and independents to come together to do big things in our community, like attract and retain jobs. And it really helps when you have a governor who leads from the front. So we really appreciate your leadership, Governor. Absolutely. So it's a great day in Woodford County and a great day in Kentucky. And tomorrow, the Yellow Jackets play in the Sweet 16 for the first time in 37 years. So we got a lot of good things going on.
All right.
Governor. Thank you so much.
Best of luck. Now let's look at a project in Clay County that's going to help Kentuckians. The city of Manchester is going to use more than $600,000 to construct a new water tank. Improvements like these to our water systems are critical. We have a video from Mayor Collins of Manchester talking about this project.
Steve Collins, I'm the mayor in Manchester. This water tank project will give us a new 650,000 gallon tank that provides service to over 3,000 residents here in Manchester and out into the outside the city limits into Clay County. And huge step for us in the right direction moving forward with some of our water issues. So from all of us here in Manchester and Clay County, we just sincerely thank Governor Andy Beshear for assisting us in this project. Thank you so much.
In total, in Clay County, we're committing $1.2 million. This is going to do a lot of good, including 15 homes that will be served with reliable, clean drinking water for the very first time. We have a video from Clay County Judge Tommy Harmon talking about these projects.
Good morning, Governor and staff. I am Tommy Harmon, Judge Executive of Clay County. The Cleaner Water Program funds coming to Clay County will improve our existing water systems for our citizens. Having reliable water infrastructure is a basic need and will move our county forward. This will also help attract new businesses to our county. When our state and local leaders work together, great things can happen in Kentucky. I am thankful to be a part of this process. And again, thank you, Governor, for allocating these funds for Clay County.
Other examples of how these funds will be used. The city of Pineville will use almost $300,000 to extend water lines into rural Bell County. This project is going to provide water service to 25 homes for the very first time. Hardin County Water District Number 1 will use nearly $2 million to serve an estimated 95 homes with water for the very first time. Today's announcements are about what is possible when we come together and stop worrying about the letter behind someone's name and worry more about the families in Kentucky that need our help. When we stop trying to move to the right or the left, and together we step forward. Our work is paying off, and Team Kentucky's future is bright. In addition to record investments in infrastructure, we're celebrating the best 2 years of economic development in our state's history. We just announced the lowest annual unemployment rate Kentucky has ever seen. We were just recognized being second in the entire country in economic development per capita and first in our region. You think these last 3 years, we've now announced 830 private sector new location or expansion projects totaling $24.7 billion in new investment, creating 43,700 new Kentucky jobs that pay the second and third highest wages that we have ever seen. Those are 43,000 plus families that are going to have that security, that are going to be able to provide more opportunity for their kids. They're going to be able to breathe a little bit easier at night because we have helped answer some of those questions. But with economic success comes a responsibility to make sure it reaches every part of Kentucky, including regions that have been too often left out and parts of our cities that have been too often left out. Today, we're doing that. A program that we've now allocated all the funds to every county where no one was left out. I'm proud of the work we've done. I want to thank our membership in the General Assembly. We invited majority and minority leadership from both chambers today. There's a lot going on. I appreciate you all for being here and for the incredible work that went into this program. Again, folks, I think this shows what happens when we just try to do the right thing. Thank you.